All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Call Hala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Secondly, we want to give double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone, rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Also, like to give another shout out to the head of the Men of Israel camp, Chazat, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And I also like to give another shout out to you, Akim, you brothers out there that's pushing this truth and our sincerity and righteousness in these last days. And I also like to give another shout out to you Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion. Come back to our heritage in these last days. And another quick shout out to you few outwatchers sisters out there that stand in order and doing what y'all need to do in these last days. All right, to y'all, I like to say shalom. All right, now come back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah with another lesson. And I was on TikTok, and I saw this video of this Edomite in the church. You know, which the Lord, first and foremost, the Lord ain't even dealing with you so-called white people. Not only that, he ain't even dealing with the churches, man. All right, but I was scrolling on TikTok, and you can see by the little heading thing, it says break every chain. And it was pretty much, you know, they were playing that little gospel song, break every chain. You know, I can't sing the best, but break every chain. But yeah, so like it for that, you know, but you gonna see in the video, man. But anyway, you know, he was pretty much, you know, breaking off every chain he was under, man. And, you know, through the spirit, I'm like, nigga, you might as well go ahead and put them chains back on because your ass going in captivity, man. You're going to be in actual chains, man. So you might as well just go ahead and keep it on, man. You ain't breaking these chains we're going to put on you, which is going to be the elect, man. All right, you're not going to break those chains, man. All right, there's going to be some heavy chains, man. We're going to put a rod of iron upon y'all neck, man. You know, we're going to put a very heavy iron, a rod upon thy neck, man. Matter of fact, I think, before I even get that, I want to get, that the Lord ain't even in these churches, first and foremost. Because a lot of people still think, you know, the Lord is in these churches, man. The Lord ain't dealing with these churches, man. Point blank, period. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 48. It says, howbeit, the Most High, Yahweh, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophets. You see that the Lord said, the Lord don't deal, you know, with the temples made with hands, which are these churches. You got a church on every corner, and they ain't doing nothing for the community, man. They ain't doing nothing but taking your money, man. And when you see a lot of churches, man, just know 9 times, especially in the hood, especially in J neighborhood, you see a lot of churches, 9 times out of 10, that's a bad neighborhood, man. That's a very bad neighborhood, but you got a church on every corner, though. And like I said, it's 9 times out of 10 is a bad neighborhood, man. If you see a church on if you see 5 churches in J neighborhood, man, you better just know that you're in a bad neighborhood, man. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a whole lot of shooting and fighting and stuff going on, man. But the point of the matter is, the Lord ain't dealing with these churches, man. And like I said, he ain't damn sure ain't dealing with you Edomites, man. He even told you in the book of Psalms, what have you to do to declare my statutes, roughly paraphrasing, man. So you might as well just stop, man. Leave the chains on and just get prepared for slavery, man. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah. But like I said, we was gonna put that rod of iron upon their necks. I believe Revelation 2nd chapter says something similar like that. Yep. Revelation 2, we'll start at verse 26. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking. And it says, verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. You see, so you got to do this thing until the end, man, first and foremost. You got to do these works until the end. You can't just do works and then just stop. No, you got to continue to push forth this ministry, this truth, this gospel. You see, you got to overcome and keep it my works, which is the truth, until the end, man. Can't just, like I said, you just can't push for 1 week and then you just going to stop for a whole month, repeat it over and over. No, you got to continue to do this thing, man. You got to continue to go out to the highways and byways. You got to continue to do your videos, man. You know, that's your works, man. You know, it says, and he that overcometh, and overcoming what? Overcoming temptation, overcoming that sea help, right? Things of that nature, man. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see that? The Lord said, the Lord Yahweh Shah said he's going to give us power over the nations, man. Over what nation? The Edomites, the Ammonites. Well, the Edomites being so-called white people, the Ammonites, Japanese, Hamites, Africans, Moabites, Chinese, so forth on, man. those are your other nations, which are known as heathens, man. Right? Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. And Yahweh Shai received of his father in the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter. Yahweh Shai was given that. Yahweh was gonna give Yahweh Shai that. He mentioned, like I said, he mentioned that in the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter, man. But like I said, he should rule them with the rod of iron. Those chains, man. We're gonna rule these other heathen nations with chains, man. That's why I say he might well go ahead and put, those chains back on. And I ain't even play the damn video now that I think about it. I'm gonna play the video right quick. You see that? His big ass is going into slavery, man. And you better lose weight, man, because you don't lose weight in the kingdom, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna drag your ass, man. We're gonna have your big ass doing everything, man. He gonna really slim down, man. He definitely ain't escaping, man. He definitely ain't gonna run away. Cause he too damn big to be running away, man. But the point of the matter is, man, you're not breaking those damn chains, man. You gonna, like I said, the chains you gonna have on, and man, they're gonna be some very heavy chains. You ain't gonna be able to break those, man. We're gonna make sure you ain't gonna be able to break them. And if you do break them, we're gonna break your damn neck, man. For every chain you break, that's one bone that's gonna get broken in your goddamn body, man. Me personally. But let's go to Deuteronomy. Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and upon Slakia. It says, and the Lord Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see, so the Lord said he was going to put these curses upon our enemies. The curses we was once saying in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, the Lord said he was going to put those curses back on our enemies, man. Starting with Esau, Edom first and foremost. Because it said, which persecuted thee. And who's persecuting us still to this day? Esau, Edom. Like the Lord said in Zechariah the 11th chapter, verse 5, let's get it right quick. I don't want to butcher it. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You see, so those are main persecutors, man. The ones who slaying us and holding themselves not guilty, man. Which are you so-called white people, you Edomites, man. So that's why it says in Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, and verse 7, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And who got that perpetual hatred towards us to this day? Esau, Edom. It tells you that in Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, all right? It tells you that they had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of Israel, man. So that continuing hatred they got towards it is still happening, man. You see? But the Lord said he was going to put these curses upon our enemies. And you starting to see it a little bit on this side, but it's going to really fulfill heavily in the kingdom. And one of those main curses they're going to have to go through is in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And, yep, verse 48. These one of the curses that's going to be on them. It's going to hop off us, and it's going to hop on them. And these one of the curses, man, because the Lord told you these curses was going to be on our enemies in Deuteronomy 30 chapter. I just got it. So let's read one of the curses that we had to go through, that they're going to have to go through. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore should thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh should send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. Yeah, we got to go to this devil for water, which water should be free first and foremost. But then again, look at the water they're giving us, polluted as water, man. The ocean polluted, the water in the saints polluted, the bottled water even polluted. You ain't drinking no real official water. We ain't gonna get that to the kingdom. But anyway, they say we gotta go through them for food, hunger, right? You gotta go to who own these, these fast food restaurants, these, grocery stores. Edomites, man, so-called white people. You may have a very few Jakes that own little grocery stores or fast food, but at the end of the day, they still gotta go through who to get that restaurant? The so-called white nation, white people, man. You see, and the food they're giving us is polluted and bullshit. They giving out penny burgers, man. 50-cent burgers, man. Lab meat, GMO foods, man. It ain't even real food. And then it said in nakedness. Yeah, we got to go to them for clothing. You see, which really the clothes they wear, we're not supposed to be wearing that, man. You got women wearing pants and shit. They're supposed to be wearing dresses. And a lot of the clothes that we wearing, it goes back to different gods. And with the first 10 commandments, they tell you what, not to have no other gods before Yahweh Shah. Really Yahweh, You see, but we gotta go through them for one of all things. Now we ain't gonna just buy no shirt that say, Buddha or Allah. No, but like I'm talking about like, Nike, shit like that. Those goes back to different guys, man. We really can't help that, man. But it says, and then want of all things, whatever we want, we pretty much got to go through them, man. You want a house, you want an apartment, you want a car, you want anything, you got to go through them. See? It says, and he should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. You see? And that's what this devil did. He put a yoke of iron upon our necks in slavery until he had destroyed us. And once our people was destroyed and got those shekels, chains taken out their necks, guess what? They didn't rebel anymore, man. So guess what? The same thing that they did to us, putting on yokes of iron upon our neck. Hey, Deuteronomy 37 said what? He was going to put those curses upon our enemies. And those was one of the curses that we had to go through. And guess what? They're going to have to go through the same thing, man. And that's only righteous, man. Like the Lord said in Galatians, the 6th chapter, in verse 7, the Lord is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So they're going to have to reap those fucking chains around their necks, their ankles, their hands. They're going to be chained up, man. Like Jay said, I'm chained out, you know what I'm saying? Got all the chains. No, they're going to have, heavy chains around their necks. They're going to be the real chain necks, man. But those one of the things that they got to go through, man. Having those yokes of iron upon thy neck, until you had destroyed thee. So let's go to one of my favorites, the book of Psalms. Psalms 140, I believe it's 147. It might be 40. Psalms 149, and we'll start at verse 6. We'll start at verse 4. Psalms 149 and 4. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, which are Israel, which is the so-called Negroes, Spanish, and Native Indians. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Who is the meek? The meek is the humble, man. All right. Only the humble is going to see salvation. The Lord ain't going to have no proudful ass Jakes or Eves to be saved, man. No. If you ain't meekful, meaning being humble, you're not going to be delivered. You're not going to have salvation. Verse 5. Let the saints, and who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. You see, and who are the heathen? Like I said, the other nations. Like I said, the Edomites, the Hamites, the Ammonites, Ishmaelites, You know, the Zidonians and all them, man. Those are other nations, man. You know, but it says, let the high praise of God be in their mouths and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance, meaning payback, upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of irons, to execute upon them the judgment written. Dishonor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Shai, man. You see? It says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing, you know, to put these so-called world leaders, you know, like, you know, your Kim Jong-uns, your damn Joe Biden, your Donald Trumps, you know, your Rockefellers, your Rothschilds, your Dukes, your Oppenheimers. It's gonna be, you know, a beautiful thing to see those, you know, so-called kings, wicked kings, you know, and nobles having chains around their necks, because, you know, those so-called world leaders, you know, like I just mentioned, they're gonna be saved through this World War III, and when Yahweh shall come back with the host of angels, they're gonna be saved. Why? Because they're gonna be in those underground bunkers, right? And the Lord said in Jeremiah 16:16 that he was going to send for many fishers and hunters to hunt them out of their kings, because they're going to have to be the first ones to be in slavery. That we're going to get them. We're going to find wherever they are. You know, like they say, you can run, but you can't hide. We're going to find you. And guess what? We're going to put them chains around your neck. And guess what? We're going to put those chains, you know, and federal irons upon our neck and take your ass right back. Take your ass to Jerusalem and have you build up our kingdom, man. You know, y'all gonna be getting these, picking up these dead bodies, you know, from the war. We're gonna put y'all to work, man. It says, verse 9, to execute upon them judgment written. What's judgment written? Slavery. They got to drink of that cup. Just like how we drunk of the cup, they got to drink of the cup. But we done with our cup. Our cup is pretty much almost over with. But you got a few more goggles to go through. And then guess what? Y'all got to drink of that full cup for 1,000 years, man. Gonna be a long 1,000 years, man. You know. So that's pretty much all I had, man. Lord willing, this quick little exhortation was edifying. I'm gonna close out with giving all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Shalom to Natam, Shalom.